Eddie Hearn will sue you off the back of of comments that were made.
Oh no, not another suing, not another fine.
Are your legal team not fed up of you, Chris?
My legal team love me because
You're giving them a load of work.
They're getting paid every time this shit happens. In all seriousness, I am going to be the one that is suing them for negligence, for incompetence. I was in the back of that ambulance for 20 minutes, blocked in, unable to leave, unable to get through the gates that they were refusing to open. That is unacceptable.
But you can't say things like that. You know, and it's not even about, no, I'm speaking my truth. It's lies. That's the difference. I don't care. If I really went up to a paramedic, right, and the British Boxing Board of Control went, mate, I know you've got to take him to hospital, but hang on 20 minutes, so they're late. For fuck's sake. I mean, unless you've got no brain, you might be listening to that going, I can't believe Eddie Hearn's done that. And that's why I gave him the opportunity to say it again. Because I couldn't believe what I was actually hearing. And he says, oh, what are you going to do, sue me? Yeah, absolutely. Because you ain't accusing me and my company of things like that.
Chris Eubank Jr. dragging Eddie Hearn into legal crossfire is explosive. This isn't just boxing hype, it's a war spilling outside the ring. Eubank's accusations have lit the fuse, and now fans are demanding answers before the Benn rematch.
You know,
You've got everything wrong.
I mean, this is what he said
on
TalkSport to Simon, that you should be investigated because you gave Conor the PEDs.
Did he say that?
He said that
Really?
today.
Can you send that to me? Did you send that today?
It's
Because
on,
what
it's
I'll
on
do is
TalkSport.
I'll sue him.
I wouldn't miss Conor.
I'll sue him immediately.
And straight after, Eubank Jr. doubles down, firing back at Hearn in brutal fashion. Eubank Jr. blasts Eddie Hearn, calling him fake and hiding behind lawyers when embarrassed. He claims he's no victim but the true victor, exposing what Hearn wants buried. The question remains, truth teller or attention seeker? Either way, the feud is reaching boiling point.
I know that we've received legal letters from Hearn. I mean, what a wet bag, you know? He goes on like he's the cool guy. He goes on like he's, a man of the people, and then he's here trying to sue because someone said something he didn't like in a press conference. What a wet bag. You guys are now seeing him for what he really is. When things don't go his way, now he's trying to get lawyers involved because he got embarrassed and exposed in a press conference. That's the type of people you're dealing with, you know? The guy's never had to work a hard day in his life. So when people don't bend to him because he's got all the money and all the power and all the say, he doesn't know what to do. All right, so I'm going to sue him. Yeah, people know who he is. They know what he is. I have no reason to lie. I won the fight. I don't need to be here. I don't need to make excuses. He talks about playing the victim. What? I won the fight. I'm not the victim. I'm the victor. I was victorious. So I have no reason to lie about anything. I'm telling my truth. I'm exposing what these people want to keep hidden in the dark, and I will continue to do so.
Conor Benn rejects moral victories. He fights for wins, not pats on the back. Last time left him furious, and he promises no repeat mistakes. This is about redemption, pride, and proving he can finish the job against Eubank.
Listen, we prepare hard for 12 weeks, 10 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks for victory. Not you done well, not pat on the back, not, we're proud of you, and it ain't good enough for me. We prepare to win. Listen.
Do you knock him out?
I won't be looking for the knockout, that's for sure.
Do you believe you can, given what happened last time?
No, I believe I had him hurt numerous times in there, yeah, of course. But, greed's a killer, isn't it? You didn't know the game plan, or you didn't have the game plan that you didn't stick to. So it's easy for you to say, yeah, but it was an entertaining fight. I'm glad it was for you, but ultimately I didn't get my hand raised, so how can I not be disappointed? You don't want to lose in life and sit there and go, I've done my best, I'm happy to be here. I ain't happy to be a loser, whether it was a good way of losing or not.
And while Benn talks redemption, Turki Alalshiyek throws gasoline on the fire. Turki Alalshiyek needles Eubank Jr., claiming Eddie's the bigger star, even stealing the spotlight in Netflix promos. For Eubank, it's another insult, another reminder that Hearn's power extends far beyond the ring. The rivalry feels more personal with every jab.
You need to understand that Eddie is more famous than you.
He really?
Yeah, you have a documentary in Netflix. 6 episodes.
6 whole episodes. You know they used me in the trailer for this? Twice they put me on the trailer. How much he hates me, and they used me to promote his Netflix special. That's crazy.
Douglas, you need to take care about the ambulance and the fights next time.
100%.
I heard that Eddie have the key for the ambulance. Take it from Eddie.
He stopped it himself. He stood in front like this.
Eubank doubles down, blaming Eddie's side for an ambulance delay that he says risked his safety. In his eyes, this is negligence, and it won't go unpunished. The fight is spilling into legal territory, and the accusations grow heavier.
The people controlling the night, they are in charge. So if anyone's incompetence underneath them was the effect of me having to be in that ambulance for an extra 20 minutes, it still falls upon them. It's still their responsibility. They should be controlling everything when it comes to that. It's their job. They didn't do their job, and so someone's going to pay.
And with those words, Eddie finally bites back, tearing into Eubank's claims. Eddie Hearn fires back, branding Eubank a victim player inventing stories. He dismisses the ambulance claim as madness, swearing it'll be retracted. For Eddie, this is Eubank's mask slipping, but for fans, it's hard to know who's really hiding the truth.
And I just thought, this is a guy that continuously tries to play the victim. He's moaning about stuff that, one, didn't even happen, two, is within a contract that he signed up to. And, you know, I just felt like the mask slipping. I mean, the stuff about the ambulance was the wildest thing. And that will be retracted. I promise you that.
Eubank and Eddie clash head-on rehydration clauses, contracts, and cash demands. Eubank admits he signed because he wanted the challenge, but the venom in his words shows the bitterness runs deep. Every clause, every deal fuels their personal war.
You guys just tell you how, from my perspective, how it went down.
It don't, honestly.
Eddie,
Your man said when the contract.
Stop interacting me, Eddie. Let me cook.
No, because you're a plum, grade A plum, and you signed the contract. I did sign the contract,
and I'm going to explain why.
You know why you signed a contract?
I'm going to explain why. I like a challenge, okay? When Eddie and Conor started demanding that there was a rehydration clause for this fight, guess what I said? Show me the money. Show me the money. That's what I said. You know
why?
If you're gonna have that advantage over
poker,
me,
that's why you need the money.
if you're gonna have that advantage over me,
You're shit at poker. That's why
then
you
you've
need.
got to
the money.
have. Then you've got
That's
to
why
pay
you've
top
taken
dollar.
this fight.
And Eubank isn't done. He outright calls Eddie a liar over the ambulance drama. Eubank Jr. doubles down, flat out accusing Eddie of stopping the ambulance and lying about it. This is beyond trash talk. These are serious allegations. The courtroom threat now looms over the rematch, and the bitterness feels irreversible.
I'm still gonna poke and prod, but the fact is, we created something special. We're gonna try and create something even more special November 15th. Animosity is still there, but it's not like it was before, where it was like, I've been waiting for 3 years to fight this guy, and yeah, I just want to get my hands on him. I've got my hands on him now. I've beaten him. So now it's kind of like, all right, well, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it even better. Let's see what happens, you know?
Carl Frock calls it bluntly. This fight isn't about boxing's future. It's about personal pride and big money. Ben wants revenge. Eubank wants validation. And both know the stakes are higher than belts. Pride, money, legacy. It's all on the line.
For me, it's a fight that probably means a lot less for boxing than what it does for the actual fighters. You know, the fighters, for them, there's a lot at stake. Conor Benn wants to overturn the decision. And Chris Eubank wants to cement the decision and say, I've done it twice. Bottom line is they're making big bunts, aren't they? Big dollar. And they might as well make money. These are prize fighters. We can't begrudge them making money fighting, because that's what they do. That's why they get in the ring.
And from promoters to legends, Eddie Hearn has his own harsh take next. Eddie Hearn doesn't mince his words. He slams Eubank Jr. as a man with zero respect and insists the public is starting to see through the facade. For Eddie, the antics at press conferences are more than just theater. They're outright wrong, damaging the sport's image. He promises things will be different this time, turning the focus back to the fight itself. It's Hearn drawing a line in the sand, challenging not just Eubank's words, but his entire character. With each passing interview, it's becoming less about boxing and more about a battle of credibility.
You know, honestly, this guy has zero respect for anything. And I hope people can see through it. Some will, some won't. But if you can't see them, I mean, that's a lot of what happened up there was just wrong. So listen, we go to work and we're in to win the fight. It's going to be different this time.
Eddie shifts tone when talking about Conor Benn, showing both pride and concern. He admires Benn's heart, aggression, and willingness to trade, but warns that recklessness can cost him. Against Eubank, raw courage won't be enough. He'll have to fight smart, mix fire with strategy, and outbox when necessary. Eddie knows Eubank will use size and pressure, and the only way to win is to blend intelligence with intensity. It's advice that shows Eddie's role isn't just promoter, he's also a strategist, desperate to see Ben prove himself. For Eddie, this fight isn't just business, it's redemption for Team Ben.
But you know, Conor Benn's Conor Benn. But I want him just to be a little bit smarter. We can't, like Nigel said, he's just winging away. And the heart's great, the balls are great, but you can outbox this guy as well. You're going to have to stand and fight because he's going to try and walk you down and be the bigger man. But just be a little bit smart with it as well.
But while Eddie urges smartness, Eubank Jr. mocks the entire idea of Ben being a champ. Eubank Jr. goes straight for the jugular, dismissing Conor Benn as neither a champion nor a people's champ. He accuses Eddie of pumping Ben's ego with false promises, claiming the pair are nothing but wolves in sheep's clothing. It's not just a dig at Ben, it's an attack on the entire Hearn machine. To Eubank, this is about exposing pretenders who dress themselves as saviors of the sport while chasing power and profit. His words are venomous, calculated to wound Ben's pride and question Eddie's integrity. For fans, it's pure theater, but beneath the insults lies a bitter truth. This rivalry is personal.
You know, I'm going to tell you right here and now, you ain't no champ. And you most definitely ain't no people's champ, so get that out of your head. You keep letting Eddie Hearn blow smoke up your ass and you're going to end up being even more of an embarrassment than he is. These men are not men of the people. They are pretending. They're pretending to be the good guys. Wolves in sheep's clothing, if you will. They will do anything they can.
Johnny Nelson doesn't hold back. He paints a brutal picture of Eubank Jr., looking stiff, flat-footed, almost frozen in moments like a man trapped in quicksand. That's a damning analysis, because for a fighter like Eubank, mobility and sharpness are everything. Nelson makes it clear, Conor Benn showed glimpses of growth, while Eubank looked stuck in place. For fans, that's a warning sign heading into the rematch. If Ben sharpens his game plan, cuts out the reckless moments, and capitalizes on Eubank's rigidity, the result could swing the other way. Nelson isn't just predicting a tough fight, he's suggesting that Eubank has already peaked, and Ben is still evolving. That's the nightmare scenario for Eubank supporters, a rival learning and improving while their man stagnates. And when Nelson says it'll go the distance again, the subtext is clear. If Eubank doesn't reinvent himself fast, he risks being outboxed and outshone, leaving nothing but excuses.
I do see improvement there for Conor, and I do think the results will be different the other way around in the next fight. I think it'll go the distance all over again.
And this is where everything boils over. The accusations, the denials, the stiff legs, the ambulance row, the legal threats. What started as a fight has turned into an all-out war between Chris Eubank Jr. and Eddie Hearn, with Conor Benn stuck in the middle as the man trying to rewrite his own story. Eubank says Eddie hides behind lawyers and lies. Eddie fires back, calling him a victim player, and Ben insists he won't settle for anything less than redemption. This isn't just another boxing buildup. This feels personal, toxic, and ready to explode on fight night. It's not only about belts or bragging rights, it's about truth versus lies, pride versus humiliation, and legacy versus survival. The rematch carries stakes far beyond the ring. Ben wants revenge, Eubank wants validation, and Eddie Hearn wants his credibility intact. Something has to give, and when it does, it'll be brutal. But what about you? Whose side are you on in this war? Is Eddie hiding something, or is Eubank just stirring chaos? Drop your thoughts below and let's settle this debate once and for all.